happy you guys are here. Hi, Pam. Aloha. Hi, Margaret, Cynthia, Sharon, Arliss, Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Vicki, you're here. Yay. Dawn, are we going to talk about retreat swaps today? No, I'm going to make a private video for that, Vicki. I'm going to hopefully do it within the next couple days. It's just I got to film the video because the past videos that I did for the swapping part of the retreat, it's going to be totally different this year, even though the swapping part is the same. But stay tuned. I'm going to be making a video for that, all right? So I'll be posting that on our group here shortly, all right? Yay! Good question. All right. Everybody can hear me fine? Thumbs up. Thumbs up if you can hear me. Hi, Renee. Hello, gorgeous. Back at you, Nicole. Thank you. It's so beautiful here. It's going to be like in the 70s, mid 60s. I love, love, love this weather. It's so nice. I'm still sorting out my retired sets, but I think I found a batch that I put in the corner. I got so many stamps over there, like in my little room. I have a big box, and it's got like, one box has all kinds of punches. Like I seen the witch's hat punch, that cactus punch. Remember the cactus stamp set? And then I found two big boxes of like stamps from like, I think 2 years ago. So I'm trying to be a good stamper. I'm trying to put everything together that goes together as a bundle. You know what I mean? Whether it's a die or a punch. So everybody's excited about the card today. Me too. I love it. And it's so cute and so fun. All right. So let me go ahead and flip this over. Everybody's doing good today? You guys are stamping with me. That's got to be good, right? Right. Okay. Free shipping. Did I say free shipping, free shipping, free shipping? It's 3 days, you guys. Today, tomorrow, and Friday. Free shipping on orders of $75 or more. I think it's a chance to get all your retired stuff that you want. Because speaking of retired, right? The last chance list is still available. There's still some stuff on that list that's available for purchase. And big discounts too. So check out that last chance list before everything is gone. And you won't be able to get it, right? And then also the end colors, I think those are pretty much wiped out now. The end colors, you know, the boho blue, moody mauve, all those colors, I think those are already kind of picked over. You have the markers, ink pad, refill, cardstock, all that kind of stuff. So definitely take one more look over at the last chance list, all right? Hi, Teresa. Hi, Gina. Where have you been? You been hiding on us? Okay, you can hear me fine. Good. All right. So once again, free shipping started today, and it's going through Friday. So any orders over $75. I also want to preface to say the $75 has to be before you cash in your Stampin Rewards. Remember, the Stampin Rewards are different now. So let's say your order is at $75, and let's say you cash in $5 of your Stampin' Rewards. That's going to bring down that total to $70. So then you're not going to qualify for the free shipping. So you got to bring that order back up to the $75. Does that make sense? I can kind of go over that at the end of the hour, but just make sure you're always in the threshold of $75 to get that free shipping, all right? I think that's about it. It's pretty simple, straightforward. Just keep an eye on your cart when you're cashing out. If you go below that $75, then you're not going to get the free shipping. And that's after you've added your Stampin' Rewards, you know, you're cashing out, you know, for your rewards. All right, and that's if you've cashed them in yet, right? Because I know a lot of my customers are earning them. So if you use them, just make sure that subtotal is always at $75 or more. Also, on top of the free shipping, Paper Pumpkin is offering up to 75% off of past kits and the add-on kit. So if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, This is an awesome time to stock up on your favorite past paper pumpkin kits. Now remember, we talked about this last week with the refill kits. You don't get all the ink pads, the Stampin' Spot, your stamp set, and the block. You just get the consumables, right? So take a look at your paper pumpkin. They're all over on the StampinUp.com or on my website. You can go see them over there. And then also you also have to be a paper pumpkin subscriber to get the discount on your past kits and add-ons and refills, all right? So that is happening right now. Sorry, I'm going to take my face off here once we start stamping. So that started today, and that's going through today and tomorrow only for 2 days. So the 23rd, which is today, through tomorrow. So check out the past paper pumpkin kits. And those are all listed over on the Stampin' Up website. Also, Vicki had a great question about my glitter retreat. We are going to be swapping. We're going to do card swap, 3D swap, and a shoebox swap. And I'm going to be posting a video on that topic over on our private Facebook page. But we are so excited. Please, if you're interested in coming, no time like the present to go over and check everything out on my website. The link is listed down below. There is still spots available. It's still early out, like the retreat's not until October, and it's only April, right? So I know it's early, but it might fill up, and then you'll be sad if you miss out, because I will be sad. This is a retreat that's in October 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and then everybody goes home on the 5th. So it's just a weekend to get away here in Michigan. If you're local, if you want to drive in, fly in, whatever, we're here to welcome you with open arms. We have so much fun. This is actually the third annual retreat that we have at this hotel, but I've been doing the retreats at my home for probably the last 10 years before that. So, and that was just with my team. So this is opened up to everybody that loves to stamp, paper craft, love Stampin' Up. If you're a customer of mine, a follower, a demonstrator just period. As a demonstrator with Stampin' Up, you can come. If you're on my team, you're welcome. Everybody is welcome. There is no right or wrong. Everybody can come, right? Bring a friend. Also, I want to touch base on the newsletter. So I'm getting lots and lots of emails. I'm trying to keep them square in my brain. So a couple weeks ago, remember how my printable was not printing on some devices? I think it was mainly iPhone, but it wasn't all iPhones. It was more of like a hit and miss. My phone was affected. So what was happening was that when you would print the printable, it wouldn't print the picture, or it wouldn't even pull it up. It would pull up the printable like this, but just no picture, right? So I'm using my Adobe Acrobat. I guess it's a program on my phone or my computer. I've had it for years and years. I'm doing it the old school way. So you're getting the link, but it is different from when I used to be able to upload it on my blog, and then now the cell phones and the devices couldn't open it. So I'm going to show you a couple pictures here in case you don't get my newsletter. You can click those 3 tiny little dots up in the right-hand corner, and I have them highlighted here so you guys can see them on my screen here. Let me show you. So on this picture, when you click open to click the link, you're going to see 3 little tiny dots up at the top right corner. You're going to click on that. And then this is what's going to happen. You're going to see print this file and download this file. So if you want to save it to your computer, you can click download it to your file, and then you can just print it from there. Or you can print it right from that screen where I'm posting the printable. And this applies for my card sketch and the printable for today's card and going forward until, I don't know, until iPhone figures out what they're doing, right? So I have a workaround. So please, if you have friends that are saying that they can't open my printable, please point them to this video. I also have it, I will have it on my blog post tomorrow as a refresher. So Don't freak out. There's a workaround, all right? So that's your update on the printables. So you can print it and you can download it. And it's just with the 3 tiny little dots. You can't miss it, okay? All right. Yay. And I've been hearing from everybody in the chat that everybody's got it. Let me turn my light on. Everybody's opening up the file and they're printing it. That makes me happy, 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 happy. Everybody's getting the annual catalog. That's making me even more happy because I don't have to mail them. Those that know, you know, right? It's like, if you know, you know. That's the story with me. So I'm not mailing out those catalogs anymore. That's a lot. That's a big undertaking. All right, so we have, I don't know why this is sticking. We have our card sketch, which is super cute, using the Resourceful Rusty. It's so cute. So I posted this on Monday. Remember, every Monday we have a new card sketch. And this was the card sketch right here. So in the weekly newsletter that goes out on Wednesday at 2:15, that's what I strive to do for you guys, to get it a little bit early. The printable is towards the bottom of the newsletter, but you can print that. Remember, you're going to click the little 3 dots and then print it or download it. And you have all the measurements of the card sketch and then the items that I used for my twist on the card sketch. And this Resourceful Rusty is available along with the, I don't know if the Petunia Pop is available. That's an in color. Yeah, so, and all these greetings on this card is in that stamp set. So it says, don't give up. You got this. You can do it. He's so cute. And I used all the in colors for my sample. I used the Petunia Pop. And then don't you love that background plaid? It's so cute. And then I used the Pretty in Pink, the Peach Pie, and then the Summer Splash for my circles that are 2 inches. Very cute. So all that is in the newsletter. Remember, you have to subscribe to my newsletter in order to get the card sketch printable. I don't post that anywhere else. But the card sketch itself is posted every Monday on my website, which is right over here, dawnstampingthoughts.net. It's not the glitter pit. I'm working on something with that, but I just haven't had the second to figure out what I'm going to do. But just know that my website is the Dawns with an S, and then another S for stamping, and then thoughts with an S.net. That is my website. That is the hub station of everything I do. You'll get the card sketches. You'll know when I'm going live on Wednesday. You'll get the follow-up from the replay from what we're doing right now on Thursday. And the printable for today's card will also be posted on my website tomorrow. Okay? And that's at Dawn Stamping Thoughts. So this is the printable that we're going to be using today. Well, that I'm using today. The card is really super cute. And for those of you that have followed me over the years, you guys might know this card. I did post another video that I did 4 years ago that uses the same idea with this card. And that's listed down below. But it's a slider card again. But I just kind of tweaked it a little bit. And I seen the tweak part from a fellow stamper demonstrator. I believe her name is Ruth. And she's on YouTube. I think it's Ruth Stamping Spot or Ruth Stamping Corner, or it's something Ruth Stamping. Anyway, I seen her slider card, even though mine is totally different. But I used her slider, the sliding part of the card. I thought, I can do that with my card that I made 4 years ago. So that's what we're going to do. Yay! Let me show you the card up close because it's adorable. We're going to do some die cutting because I don't have any other samples for you guys because this is like a one and done kind of a card. I didn't really even have time to do it. But look, the card, you pull it up here and the little bear pops out. So cute. I did make another one, but this time I used the pecan pie for the tree. And I'm going to make this pull here with you today. So I'm going to do that one. But it's so cute. And it's really easy, you guys. So like I said, I'm going to do some die cutting with you guys. And of course some stamping. So this is the stamp set, Peekaboo Forest. It's adorable with all these cute little animals. You have the bear, the porcupine, and the raccoon. And I will be coloring the bear, especially the raccoon, with you to show you how I colored him. Isn't they cute? And then this tree has a special die with it, so you can expand the length or the height of the tree. And I'm going to show you all that. That's mainly why I'm stamping and die cutting with you guys. But look at my little raccoon, how cute he is, how I colored him. Pretty simple. And I'm going to show you how I did that, all right? So and then I'm also using this stamp set, which is Pattern of Friendship. I don't know if I put that on there. This is also an online exclusive, I believe. And I'm using this Friends Are the Family You Choose for Yourself. I just thought that was really cute when it pulls out at the top because, you know, a raccoon and a bear normally aren't friends. Just looks so cute. Friends are the family you choose for yourself. I just thought that was cute. So we're using both of those stamps. And they're on the online exclusives right now, so you can get them. Okay? Let me get our pieces. Are we ready? What are you guys drinking today? I got my coffee. I'm almost done with it. Looking for cards I can make with stuff in my stash. No spending right now. I understand that. Is it Dieta? We used to have a lady at our church. Her name was Dieta. I don't know if that is how you pronounce your name, but it looks like it. Under a pile of papers. Hi, everyone from Sweden. Oh, my gosh. You're from Sweden? What time is it there in Sweden? That's amazing. Seriously, isn't this amazing? It's so beautiful that we can reach across the world in a stamping video and bring us all together in one happy place. You're drinking water, Irene? Oh, you know what? Irene and Teresa are both here. You'll see their names in blue, and they got a little tiny wrench. They are our moderators. So what they do is they keep our chat, which you guys can see on the side of my video screen if you're in there. If you want to join us in the chat, sign into your YouTube channel, which is usually a Gmail account. And you can join us in the chat. We usually are here a half an hour early, so we always like to catch up on stuff. But Teresa and Irene help keep our chat room free from all the spammers and the jokers out there. So thank you, ladies, so much. You're both here today. Irene is feeling much better. Thank you all for praying for her migraine last week. Linda's drinking coffee and water. Awesome. It's 9:30 p.m. there. Oh, that's amazing. I love it. Dawn's drinking water. Yay. All right, everybody's waving at you in Sweden. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to use Pool Party for the base of my card today. And Marsha checked my tutorial. Thank you, Marsha. I seen her in here. Marsha. Marsha's my little secret in the pocket girl. I sent her my tutorial before I put it in the newsletter and on my blog and on the newsletter and the blog, yes. And then she gives me the A-OK if it comes out good. So we did catch something before it went to press. So thank you, Marsha. All right, so your Pool Party cardstock is your basic card. Leave it 5.5 by 8.5. And then your basic white, we're going to have two pieces cut for basic white. This piece is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. And then this piece is a little bit different. It's modified for today's card. This is a 1/2 inch by 2 1/4-ish. Okay, is that right? No, sorry. 1/2 inch by 2 5/8-ish. 1/2 inch by 2 5/8. And that's the 1/8 mark right past the half. Okay? And then I'm going to die cut my grass and my tree. Let me tell you, if you want to cut your pieces exact, so the finished card right here, let me show you. The finished card is 4 inches wide. So you want to cut your old olive or whatever you're using for your grass and your tree. I'm using old olive. This is cut at 1 1/4 by 4, and that's going to be for the grass. And then this one is cut at 1 1/2 by 4, and that's for the tree. Okay, so we're going to cut both of those, and you're going to use the same die for that. It's just how you position it, you know. And then I have some scrap for stamping my little critters, my raccoon and my bear. And then I also have a piece of crumb cake that's going to be for my tree. And I just cut a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 or so piece. And then I have a piece of early espresso. Now this piece is going to go behind my tree for the little, like the hole behind, or the hole in the tree. So when the bear pops up, he peeks. So cute! It makes me smile every time I move that bear. So this piece of early espresso is cut at 1 1/2 by 2 1/2. And then I just punched out a 1-inch circle with the pool party. Okay? All right, let's stamp. Let's do that first. Okay? All right, let's do it. I got all my blocks here. Let's stamp our tree. And I'm going to use the early espresso. So you can see I'm using a larger block. This is block, what is this? Block E is in Esther. Richard knows all those things. The military way to do it, you know, like Tango, Foxtrot, all that. I don't know any of them. I just like it when he does it. I love it, actually. All right, so I'm going to stamp the tree. And I'm going to make this bigger so it's like the length of my card. So I'm going to stamp this towards the bottom of my crumb cake. I just got this stamp bundle. Wow, Linda, awesome. Can't wait to try this card. You're going to love it. You're going to make so many of them. I got a feeling. Thank you. All right, so there's my tree, right? So that was for the base of the tree, right? And now we have this extended part. Let me show you on the stamp set so you guys can follow along with what I'm doing, because sometimes it doesn't show up very good on the stamp block. So this piece right here is going to be the extending part that you're going to build up onto the tree. So every time you stamp this on top of this, it should line up pretty good. And it's photopolymer, so you should be able to line up. Me, I'm hoping I do good on the live, but you know how that is when I'm putting my head in the camera. So you're just going to stamp this however many times. Like if you're making a really cute fun fold that folds out, you might want to make a lot of this. You know what I mean? Make a lot of them extended. But today I'm just going to use that one stamp, and we're just going to extend it one time. And I've stamped this stamp a few times, and I don't think it really matters. Let me zoom in. I don't think it really matters what side you stamp it on. You know what I mean? Because they both line up pretty good. All right, so you're just going to take your outside lines and you're going to line it up with the tree. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to do this. If I put my head in the camera, sorry. Right about there looks good. That looks pretty good. You wouldn't know if you didn't know, right? That looks pretty good. You just want the sides to be somewhat lined up. Okay, so that's my tree. Pretty easy. And then let's stamp our bear. I'm going to stamp my bear with the early espresso onto my crumb cake. I will be coloring him in too. I'll show you exactly what I'm doing. And then I'm going to take the Memento ink and I'm going to stamp my raccoon on the smoky slate. These little critters, their hands like wrap around, like what I did here for the card. Look how he's holding the sign. Thanks for being the best. Look, and it tucks right up underneath that. of his feet. And then like, even though the bear does not go up enough to have his feet hang out, but they do. And when I die cut it, I'll show you. Okay. So the raccoon is going to stamp with the Memento ink onto the smoky slate. Okay. Just trying to think what else I need here. I'm going to stamp my greeting. Let's stamp. I got another piece of basic weight here for the greetings. So I got the thanks for being the best. I've already stamped and just hand cut this out. So I'm just going to show you what I did. So just stamp the thanks for being the best. Okay, and then I would just hand cut that out. And that's right here. Okay. Oh, I stamped this one with early espresso. Okay, so you got the, idea for that. All right, now let's grab our die cut machine. I'm gonna cut I got the hiccups now. I gotta cut my old olive and all this stuff here, okay? All right, let me make some room. Spread it out. Let me do my camera back out so you guys can see what I'm doing. Is that good? That looks pretty good. All right, let's cut our tree first. Hopefully I can do this. All right, so the tree, let's get our die here. It's pretty brilliant the way they did this, the Stampin' Up when they designed this tree. So this is the tree die, right? So if you just wanted to cut out the tree itself, the way it stamps, you would just die cut this out. One pass. Okay? Just lining it up. And then die cut that out. Oh, it's on the other side. Hold on. I'm right-handed here. I gotta turn this around. One moment, please. All right, so let's try this again. It's probably gonna move my die. Maybe not. Oh, yep, I just did it. All right, put the die on here. It's really easy to line it up. I'm just looking from the side view, so we'll see. All right, so crank that through. That's normal, the cracking. If you've never used a die cut machine, that is totally normal. All right, so now see how this cuts out? So if you wanted to cut out just the stamped image, you would just cut out the top. But we extended it, remember? So let me grab my paper snips. So now we're going to extend, we're going to cut on the tree where we extended it out. Remember that when we stamped that extender out? So now this is going to be my longer tree, and then I'm just going to actually take it to the edge because I want to make sure it's long enough for my card. And I know I don't need more than one stamp extra, so that's going to be good. So there's my tree. Cute. All right, now let's go ahead and cut our grass. I only got one of the grass in the dies here, so we got to run it through twice. So this is the grass. And this is the 1 1/4 by 4. So my grass is going to go up like this because the grass grows up and then the tree branches and the leaves go down. So I'm going to do my my grass is going to go up. And I'm going to put that right on the edge. And I'm going to push that through. So this 1 1/4 by 4 is going to be my grass. See how the grass goes up? You see it? Goes up, sorry. And then this is the 1 1/2 inch. And I cut it at 1 1/2 because I want to make sure it covers the top of my tree. So 1 1/2, and then this is going to be the tree. So I'm going to have my branches and my leaves going down on the 1 1/2. So just put that right on the edge, like that. Send that through. Oh, I just lost you guys on the comments. Hold on, let me get back in there. I'm not paying attention to my iPad. All right, so then this is going to be the tree, the top of my tree, okay? So we got those cut. Now we're going to cut my bear. I have a little washi tape on this so it doesn't move. This little bear cuts out so cute, and I'm going to show you where his hands and everything move. Just want to make sure I line that up good. And then what's nice too is with this bear and, well, the animals, is that they have a little piece extra, like you can tell by the die. See that silver piece at the bottom? That's what's actually cutting out more for the bear. So this is the piece that you're going to actually glue, right? However you want to use this. And then see how his little paws pop out, and then they can wrap around the tree, like play peekaboo. So cute. It's adorable. All right, so then we're going to cut out the raccoon. And again, I have some washi tape on that. I just don't want it to move. Cutting out, and you can see that the raccoon, all the animals have a little extra at the bottom, so it stays like where you glue it. Sorry if my table's moving. It's to be expected, I guess, when I'm die cutting. All right, so here's my raccoon. His paws also pop out. So cute, see it? So cute. All right, so that's all the die cutting. And it's pretty much just stuff for the tree, you know, and the animals and stuff, which is what makes the card so cute. All right, let me pick up this stuff here so I don't lose nothing. You know how that goes. All right. And now I'm going to make, well, I'm not going to make, but I'm going to color my animals because that's going to be pretty easy. But I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. So here's my animals. All right, let's color the raccoon in first. I'm going to use Smoky Slate, dark and light, and I'm going to use the dark. I'm going to use the dark. I got brand new markers out. Sorry, I have to hit the counter to get the lid off. So I'm gonna try to keep my hand out of the way so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Zoom in a little bit more. There we go. All right, so I'm going to take the dark of the Smoky Slate, and I'm just going to cover his ear part, and then I'm going to come down the center of his nose, kind of wide, on his nose, and then again on this side for his ear, and then again on the side of his face, over here, right? And then take the light Smoky Slate, and we're just going to color in the rest of his face and his body. I like making long strokes when I'm coloring in like this part down here. So I'll just color that straight down, that. And then don't forget his little paws. He's so cute. And then go back in and do a little bit more shading if you want. Okay, and then to get the white on his eyeballs and his ears and his forehead, I'm using the watercolored pencils. And there's a white one in here. A white colored pencil. These are watercolored pencils. This set is, I think, the assortment number 1. The item number is 141709. No, sorry. Watercolored pencils assortment number 1, they've changed. 161700 it says. So this is not the most current. So, but it is listed on the printable. So I'm just going to take my watercolored pencil and I'm just going to color in his ears. And I am applying pressure so it's really white on that smoky slate cardstock. I'm going to color in his eyes, around his eyes. And then color in the strip down his forehead. Isn't he cute? So I just colored in the strip down. He's so cute. And see how the white pops on that smoky slate. I love it. And then for my bear, I'm going to use the white around his little muzzle, but I'm going to use the crumb cake light, and I'm just going to color in the bear on the crumb cake. There's nothing saying you can't color in with the same color, right? It just darkens them up. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm putting the bear inside the tree, and the tree is also crumb cake. So I want to make them a little bit darker. And you could also use the crumb cake dark if you wanted. Okay, so there's my bear. And then I'm going to color in his ears with the watercolor pencil, and then color in his little muzzle too, like the raccoon I colored in. Isn't they cute? Adorable. Very easy, right? All right, now let me see what I got for my comments here. Hold on, I gotta open up my app. One moment, please. All right, let me zoom back out. Because now we're going to build our card. The fun part. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Charlie. All right. All right, let me see the comments. If anybody needs me to hold this or explain a little bit more. Let me use the light cake again. Where did I put that? Right here. Get a little spot up here. Okay. Cute. I love Stampin' Up alcohol markers, but they sure do run out of ink quickly. Well, you know what? You know what it is, Pia? Is I don't realize I'm using them so much. Because I grab my Stampin' Blends all the time. And I know it seems like they run out fast, but you must be using them. And that's good, right? Just pay attention to when you're actually using them, because I bet you're using them a lot more. Okay, so there's my animals. All right, now let's get our pool party piece here. We're going to get our trimmer. All right, so we're going to score on the 8.5 inch side. Remember, this is 5.5 by 8.5. And we're going to score, I got to open up my arm. We're going to score this at 4. Oh, geez, I don't want to cut it. I want to score. So 4 inches we're going to score, and 8. Okay. All right, now this is where we're going to kind of put this aside, but we're not going to put it away because we're going to use this part. So now this is where we're going to turn our 1/2 inch over here. This is the 1/2 inch, the 8, right? Let me get my bone folder. Now we're going to be doing some guesstimating on where this tree is going to go, right? Because the tree is the focal point of this card. So you want to have your, you're going to put your 1/2 inch score line over here when we get ready to cut it. But this is the way I'm going to put the card together. So I'm going to put my tree onto my pool party with this 1/2 inch flap over here, right? And I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. So now what I know is that I'm going to be covering up the bottom of this tree with that grass, right? And then I'm also covering up the top of this tree with, oh Jesus, see that's not long enough. I gotta go up a little bit more. There we go. So my top of my tree is gonna be for the green foliage, right? And then this is gonna be the top or the bottom of my tree right here, right? Okay, so I'm gonna take a pencil. I'm gonna put my tree right about here. I'm gonna draw a pencil line here in the center of my tree. That's just gonna be a guide to where I'm gonna put my early espresso piece right over top of that. And I'm gonna use the Stampin' Seal because this is gonna be the peeker through for the tree, remember? But you need to know where to put it. So we're gonna put, wait, I'm gonna put more adhesive all over this. Cover it really good. Don't want it to move. All right, so we're gonna take that 1.5 by 2.5 piece of early espresso, and then can you see where I did my tree? So we're gonna put that right over top of that hole, right? Right about, let me make sure, yeah, right about there. Okay, now we're ready to cut. I know, scary. All right, so now this is where we scored at 4 and 8. Now we're gonna turn it with the little 1/2-inch score line over here. And we're gonna line this up at 2 1/4. So line it up on your trimmer, 2 1/4, 2 1/4. And then you're going to cut from 3/4, oh wait, I gotta cut it this way. Oh no, sorry. I got 2 1/4, I'm gonna use my arm. So 2 1/4, lining it up with the 1/2-inch score line on the left. Then I'm gonna use the scoring arm here on the cutting arm, and I'm gonna start cutting from 3/4, right there, down to about 2 1/2, 2 1/4. You're basically cutting over that early espresso, okay? So now you have a cut line here. See that? Cut line right there. So you cut on the 1/2-inch score line over to the left, and you're cutting from 3/4 of an inch down to 2 1/4 or 2 1/2, okay? Now we're gonna go ahead and fold up the card. So this is the way the card's gonna be, the front of the card. So the flap is over here again. So we're gonna put tear and tape on this 1/2-inch score line. Okay, and then I'm going to fold this 1/2-inch score line in, and I'm gonna close up the card because I wanna get an eyeball of where I wanna punch out my half of my 1-inch circle. So there's a little pull here, right? So I know, or when you send this card, you know that they're gonna pull that. So we're gonna punch out the pull party first. And I'm eyeballing the punch between this score line and, well, it's the 4 and the 8 score line. And you're only gonna punch a 1/2-inch circle, right about there. And then I'm gonna close up the card, I'm gonna punch the back too. I'm gonna line up that with my previous punch and punch that out, okay? So far, so good, right? Okay, so now we have our basic white piece that is 3 3/4 by 5. And then we have our 1/2-inch by 2 5/8. So this 1/2-inch by 2 5/8, we're gonna put a dimensional on one end. Put a dimensional at the very end, right? Just like that. And then you're gonna flip it over. In the opposite end where the dimensional is, you're gonna put tear and tape on the opposite end. And you just need a little piece here. I don't know, about 1 inch or so on this other end. Okay? I'm gonna peel that off. All right, so now we're gonna take our dimensional. I'm gonna put this, wait, now let me see if I did this right. I might have to cut some of this off. Oh no, it's pretty good. All right, so with the tearing tape on the inside, see it's sitting up, and then the other side has got the dimensional. So you're gonna put that all the way down on your cut line, the dimensional part, and then you're gonna set the card, this 3 3/4 by 5. Actually, let me take this out and put my card in there first. Hold on. I want to get my card lined up first. Okay, so you want to bring it all the way up to that cutout, and then you're going to put your dimensional on the front. Bring it all the way down, right? And take your basic white piece and put it right up to that edge on the inside of the card. Right there. And that's going to stick down to the arm on that tearing tape. And then when this is pulled, this is going to move the bear. You guys seeing it? It's coming to life. It's alive. All right. Now, once again, I'm going to make a pencil mark here, because this is where I'm going to put that 1-inch circle here that I punched out with the pool party. I'm just going to fold this over, right? Fold it in half. And then this is going to sit right where that pencil mark is. Okay? So I want to put that on there before we go any further. So put this is just doing a little reinforcement, because when you put ribbon, typically on a pull, they might rip it. Okay, so my ribbon's going to go on that little circle there. Okay, all right, now let's see here. We're going to take our tree. Now this is the thing too, when we put our bear on the, let's just do that right now. We're going to put our bear all the way down at the bottom, and don't press him down yet, because it's more of a test run, right? Because you're going to want to have his ears peeking out. But see how he hangs over here at the bottom? That's all right. We can cut that off. So the most important thing with this tree is that you don't want to put adhesive on anywhere where that bear is sliding. You know what I mean? So you want to put your tree, hold on, let's put this down, all the way down. And then we're just going to kind of eyeball it right where that tree is going to sit. Right, I'm going to go up a little bit higher, right about there. And I'm going to put a dimensional, of course, at the top, because that's not going to hit anywhere. I just want to adhere this tree down, but yet not adhere it down over the bear. So it's all the places besides the bear. And then maybe up here a little bit. When you're putting your card together, you can kind of eyeball right where it's going to go. Okay. Now I would say I'm pretty safe on putting a small dimensional over here in the corner. Let me get my mini dimensionals. Thank goodness these are little. Take a mini dimensional and put them in the corners of the trees maybe. Remember, you don't want that to hit the bear anywhere. I think I'm pretty safe with putting one over here in the top or in the corner at the bottom. Okay, so all this area right here where my bear is sliding, I'm gonna actually move this up a little bit, should be good. And of course you can sponge the tree if you want. And then I'm also gauging the top of my tree, because remember we have that 1.5 inch piece that's going to cover up the top. So I'm just going to set it right about here. Let's just see here. We're going to move the bear and see how that goes. Yes! Peekaboo! Oh, Griffey would love this card. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put dimensionals again on this top of the tree right up here. So I'm just going to put dimensionals along the side of my tree topper. Right? Remember, you're using 1.5 inch by 4 for the tree top. Unless you want to stamp more of your tree. I figured 2 stamps for the tree was good, you know? All right, so then we're going to put our tree topper. This should be 4 inches, so it should go right across the top of our card, just like that. And I'm just putting dimensionals on the outside of the tree, right? So it's just right here on the old olive. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the card and I'm going to punch that finger hole again with my old, well, the old olive and part of the tree is showing. So I'm going to punch that finger hole again, right? Because the idea is you want your slider to show through there like that, okay? So adorable. All right, and then you can see my bear is hanging over a little bit. So I'm just going to take my snips. I'm just going to cut it pretty much flush with the card. My grass is also going to cover this up. So this is one thing too, like the tree top. I'm going to put the grass at the bottom. But then again, 1 1/4. Oh, was this the 1.5? No, 1 1/4. So 1 1/4 might even be too much. You just have to gauge it because you don't want it to cover up the bear. You know, in the, well, maybe you do. I don't know. I don't want to. So I'm just going to put my dimensionals again on the grass part of my old olive. Just along the edges. I don't want to hinder that opening of that bear popping up, right? Okay, so here's this. All right, so I'm going to put this right at the edge of my card again. It's 4 inches wide. But I'm going to actually bring it down a little bit more. Right about there. And there's nothing saying that you can't trim that off either, right? So I'm going to trim it down. Trim it off. Right? And then this side. Maybe I should have went over. Nope, that's good. That looks pretty good, right? And then my bear's right here. So cute. All right. And you could also put a dimensional there where you want the pull stop. The puller, you know what I mean? Like you don't want them to go all the way up to the top. So you can actually put a little bit of adhesive here so it stops there. Okay? All right, now we're going to go ahead and seal up our card. Peeling off the backing of the tear and tape. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the back of my card, and the basic white is going to be tucked underneath that flap, that 1/2 inch flap with the adhesive on. The tear and tape's on this side, right here. And then you just close it over. That, yeah, there it goes. All right. I feel like I got to cut this edge here. Hold on. My edge is a little off on this pull party here. Hold on. I just got to cut this off. I have a dimensional stuck to my scissors. Okay. Good. All right. So then this is going to be the card. And then we're going to take our raccoon. I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of his head. And then we're going to pop his little paws up around the tree, at the top of the tree. So I'm just going to slide his little paws around that tree trunk there. Tucking him in, right? So he's sitting there, right there. And then take your thanks for being the best. And I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid glue. Making sure that the greeting only has adhesive where it's going to actually sit. So it's going to sit like that. So I don't want to put adhesive all the way over to the edge, just underneath the raccoon and a little bit on the tree. Because I want that greeting to slide right underneath his paw like he's holding it. It's so cute. So, so cute. So you can see here, there's my little pop-up peekaboo bear. All right, I feel like I want to put something down here where he doesn't come out all the way. I need some more adhesive here. I would have put a dimensional maybe up on the top of the tree or inside the tree, because see, now he's totally out of the hole here. Maybe cut it at 2 1/4. You know what I mean? But he definitely goes down enough where he's peeking out. Okay. All right, now let's do the pull and the stamping. Let's do the stamping first. So we're going to pull this out right where we want it. And then we're going to take our stamp, which is where? Hold on. Our stamp that says, friends are the family you choose for yourself. Now I'm going to actually stamp this upside down because I want that little gap in the greeting. Let me show you. There's a little gap here where it says there's a little gap there. So I want that finger hole thing to sit there. So pull out your greeting and make sure it's straight. And then we're going to stamp. I'm going to stamp it upside down. Just so that I can line up this finger hole here with the stamp. Because it's not a very big area to stamp. Okay. So then that's the greeting on the top. Oh, I got stuff on there. Hold on, let me get my sand eraser. I got it on my ink block. I got ink on my block and then it transferred over to my tree. Great. Hopefully I can get it soon enough and get it off. That's not too bad. Okay. That's pretty good. Still can see it a little bit, but for the most part, it's good. All right, now we're going to take my crocodile, and I'm going to use this end right here, which is 1/8 circle punch on this crocodile here. I'm going to punch that circle, the pool party, right there. And then I have some ribbon. This is the petal pink and basic white ribbon. This is the last part of my ribbon here. I'm going to use this little bit here that I have left. Let me cut that off at an angle there so I can stick both ends in the circle. All right, so we got our angle cuts on the ribbon. Let me feed this through here to the front. Okay, this is why you want to reinforce that basic white piece, because you're going to be pulling this ribbon kind of tight. That's a lot of ribbon, but I'd rather have enough than not enough. So we're going to cut this ribbon off at the end. And then that's your pull. Oh wait, see how my little bit of the crumb cake of my bear is still showing too. So just a little couple touches that you got to do on this card, but it's so cute. He's peeking out. And then you can add a piece of 3 3/4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white to the back. If you want to use this cutout too, you might want to cut that out before you actually seal it all up. So that's the card. Love it. Any questions, you guys? It's more of just kind of playing around with the stamps and the tree and that early espresso on where to get it lined up exactly. But it's so cute. That card is so adorable. Thank you, Gina. Is there a code this week? No, Chris, the host code has gone away. Stampin' Up took our host codes away. No more host codes. They are long gone. They ended on tax day, April 15th, just like our Stampin' Rewards started. No more host codes. That was a Stampin' Up thing, not a demo thing. So it wasn't my choice. I mean, I'm happy it's gone. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't because I'm just not wanting to do a host code, is what I'm saying. You can still place an order, but you're gonna get your own Stampin' Rewards now in cash, kind of like off of the order amount. So here's the other one. This is the first one that I made. And I used the crumb cakes, same with the one we made today. And then this one is the pecan pie. And that one you can see the bear is different colored on that one. So cute. But yeah, whatever tree color you use is going to be cute. Yay! Wondered because there's still a box on the checkout page. Oh, I know, but I think they're going to use that for bonus days. I don't think it's for host code. Do you remember bonus days? I think, I'm not saying that they're going to do bonus days like soon or anything, but I know that they have offered bonus days in the past. So I'm just assuming that's maybe what that is. I don't know. I don't know. All right, I'm just picking up my mess here so I can hang out with you guys for a second. Wasn't that cute with the watercolor pencil with the white? It's awesome. Love that. And that was a total accident. I love happy accidents, don't you? Oh, I do got some happy mail from Easter. Do you want me to show you those cards too? I can show you those. All right. Do you guys have any other questions about anything? Let me put my face back up here. There we go. Hi guys, I'm still here. Just picking up my mess. That stamp set is so adorable. It's one of my classes that I'm actually going to be offering at my retreat. I've already made the projects too. They're so cute. This would definitely not be a project for the retreat since we're doing it all with the, what do you call it? The PDFs kind of a thing. And it would be too confusing, especially if we have new stampers. So this was just a bonus card that I made on the side. That was a little extra. So cute. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Free shipping right now is the time to order. Yes, Nina, you got it. I'd like to see the tree trunk root. Okay, well, you can put the grass, maybe. I don't know if that's going to hinder the, let me see on my first one, maybe. Maybe you can do that. I'm assuming you probably could, but you're just not going to want to put the dimensionals where the bear is. You know what I mean? Let me get my dimensionals. Let's see. Let's see what this looks like here. All right, I'm putting two dimensionals on top of each other. We'll see how that goes. So this is going to slide up underneath. Who said that? Oh, Sharon. Okay. Well, I'm just showing you here. So if you want to, oh, see, now I put the tree on a dimensional over here. So we got to remove that. This is my first one, so I'm good with kind of taking it apart. All right, so we're going to put our grass underneath the tree, like that. All right, let me remove my dimensional backings on there. Yeah, it does look cute, Sharon. I like it. Let me see if it still works. Yeah, look. Oh, it's very cute. I like it too. Let me get a mini dimensional. Hold on. I think I'm like you, Sharon. I like it. But you'll want to pay attention to that bear because however low he goes, you want to make sure that he's not going to see underneath it. You know what I mean? So I just put a dimensional on the corner of my tree. See how he shows here? But it still works. You just might want to cut. You could put a stopper here though, I think. Let me see. Let me see here how we would do that. So that's about, I can't do it because I've already put the card together. But it will work. If you do it like right from the get-go, you can do it. It's very cute. Just wondering if there's a dimensional I can put on this side now. Because the grass was kind of hunkering it down, you know what I mean? Let me see. I just don't want that to hit the bear. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, so this is what Sharon was saying, is to put the grass underneath the roots. You can do it. You can do it. You can definitely do it. It's so cute. What a unique idea for this cute little stamp set with all the little critters. There is a porcupine and a woodpecker on here too. And you can build like out like a tree limb or, you know, a branch and then have like the porcupine hanging on that. So cute. I love it. I really, really love it. This is an online exclusive. All right, so you guys ready for, I don't have very much Happy Meal, but I'll show you it since it was Eastery. You're so welcome. Is it Dieta? Hi, Dawn, and all the jumping in late, but we'll catch the replay. What an adorable card. Thank you, Laura. All right, so let me show you some cards here. Happy Easter. This is from Rebecca. She says, Dear Dawn and Richard, wishing you and your family a blessed Easter. It always surprises me you don't get more Happy Mail than you can read. So here's a card. Thank you, Rebecca. Yeah, I don't know why I don't get Happy Mail. I guess people aren't happy to mail me a card. I don't know, Rebecca. I think that too sometimes. As many cards as I've sent out and send out, I don't get hardly any Happy Mail. That's really weird. All right, this card is from Laura, my assistant. Hi, Laura. How cute. I love your glittery eggs. It's so cute. Thank you, Laura. Then this card is from, I believe it's from Dawn. Look, and she put this little thing in here. It says, the cross pops up. Isn't this beautiful? Look at it. The cross pops up. It's like right in the center, so it's like 3D. Isn't that beautiful? I love it, Dawn. She said, Happy Easter. Thank you, Dawn. I want to keep that in there. It's cute. She wanted to let me know the cross pops up. Very clever. And then this card is, I think I've had this one for a while. Sorry, Linda. This is from Linda. She said, Thanks so much for all you do to make visiting the glitter pit so much fun. For all the years you've offered FSM tokens, your mystery boxes and bags. It's just like Christmas, opening up Happy Mail from you. May God continue to bless you in your life. Thank you, Linda. It's beautiful. Look at her card. I love it. Thank you, Linda. All right, that was my Happy Mail, guys. Thank you guys for all your Easter wishes and your thank yous. So nice. Dieta said she made my rotating 3-circle card tutorial. Great step-by-step instructions. I made 3 of them yesterday. Wow. That's amazing. I think some people get intimidated by card makers and don't want to mail them cards because their store-bought or handmade card isn't good enough. Just my thinking. Michelle, that is not me. Seriously, I love all Happy Mail, no matter what it is. And I am not judging anybody. No way, Jose. No. What? You didn't get my Easter card? Renee, no, I guess I didn't. That's all the mail I got. That's it. Maybe it's on the mailbox today. I don't know, but I haven't got it. So nice. Thanks for sharing. You're so welcome. All right, guys. My battery says it's dying on my on my iPad for my comments. We've only been on for an hour and 11 minutes, so pretty quick. So is there any other questions that you guys have? Remember, free shipping is going on till Friday on all orders of $75 or more. Also, the free, not free, but the free shipping is applying to the paper pumpkin as well. So paper pumpkin is up to 75% off for add-on kits, refill kits, and what else was it? There was something else about the paper pumpkin kits, but look at those on the online store with the paper pumpkin. And then also take a peek at the retreat. If you're interested in coming, bring some friends. More the merrier, right? Thanks so much for sharing all this. You're so welcome, Michelle. Thank you for hanging out with me. You know what? I made this card. Look, I posted the video link down below. Check out that video. You might remember that video from 4 years ago. And then I have another one from 10 years ago. That's the same kind of idea. But I kind of played up on the tree with the bear. So it just doesn't go all the way up like my other cards do. But it's the same concept of the card. Perfect time to order some paper during no shipping. Yes, and cardstock is going up slightly too. If you guys haven't got the catalog yet, the cardstock is going up in price slightly. So you might want to stock up on some cardstock. Mailed a birthday card to my sister a week ago, and her birthday was yesterday, and she still hasn't gotten it. Oh man, Gina, I don't know what's going on with our post office. Seriously. Sometimes it's so frustrating. All right, guys. I will see you guys here next week in the glitter pit. Same glitter time, same glitter station, right here in the glitter pit. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you giving up your time to hang out with me in the glitter pit. All right, I'll see you next week at 3 o'clock Eastern. Love you guys. Bye. If you have any questions, let me know. That's where my email is. Dawn@theglitterpit.com. Thanks, guys.